nightmares about falling from the stairs or even a cliff and suddenly waking up after that? Well, just imagine the heightened fear and trauma when you actually have to jump from that cliff. And it's not easy. It's like diving into a pool, but with no water. Good evening, everyone. Today, I would like to talk about my horrific bungee experience, nightmarish bungee experience. It was a Friday morning, and at 11 o'clock, around 11 o'clock, we reached Last Resort. There, as soon as we reached, all I noticed was that hanging bridge. When we were crossing it, I don't know why, but I had to look down to the river, and suddenly my heart got shattered into these tiny many pieces like a glass bowl dropped on the floor. I ran as fast as a rabbit towards the resort, and I was feeling blue because I had second thoughts about the bungee and I didn't want to return to that nightmarish bridge. Well, as soon as we reached the resort, we had a quick briefing, and during that briefing my nervousness grew even more because the instructor kept saying, if you jump badly, you're going to bump your heads on the platform. I was so nervous. I was moving far further away from my goal, which was ultimately to bungee successfully before going back to India for my further studies. Well, my nervousness was growing a lot. Then they called us to give us our numbers based on our weights. This, to me, felt like a death sentence number. Why? Because they were giving us numbers to wait for our turns to jump on that nightmarish bridge. Well, my nervousness grew to such an extent that I was literally practicing jumping from the steps of Last Resort. How funny would that look? Now, we went to the bridge, and there my confidence boosted up a bit because I saw everyone bungeeing, swinging, so I got that attitude in me. No biggie, I can do this thing. Finally, my friends finally finished and it was my turn. As soon as it was my turn, suddenly I felt nervous, panicky, shaky. I couldn't do it. And I literally begged a Singaporean girl to go in front of me. I actually pushed her. Then, after that, I gathered whatever amount of confidence I had in me and I went for the bungee. So, they geared me up and I was left there quietly sitting on the bench waiting for my turn. While waiting, I was observing all these people, their jumping techniques, and listening to their thunderous screaming effects, which made me jump from my seat every now and then. Then, it was my turn. I finally went onto the platform, slowly, steadily, calmly, bending my head below the band. There, I was on that nightmarish bridge. I don't know why I keep doing this, but again, I just had to look down in the river, towards the river. When I looked down, oh my god, that streak of fear came back like a haunting ghost. It came crawling back to me. I was so scared. Every inch of flesh in my body was saying, don't do this, this is just crazy, don't do this, don't do this. But there was that fire in me that kept me going towards my goal, which was ultimately to do bungee before I go to India this June. Well, then when the guy started counting 1, 2, everything in my body was screaming and shouting, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this, you're crazy. But at the final count, I was like, Om Sai Ram, whatever will happen, happens. So I just jumped. That feeling, that rush, that excitement, I just can't explain. It was a roller coaster of emotions altogether. I felt so lively and I felt like screaming a lot. I shouted a lot. And during that first bounce, when I went down, it felt as if I was a fish that had just been reeled out of water, gasping for oxygen. But after the second, third, till the fifth bounce, I started enjoying it. But during that time, my heart had shattered into even tinier microscopic pieces because it was so scary. Well, after that, After everything stopped, I heard my friends shouting, "You did it, Nimi!" And this was the happiest moment in my life. I just can't explain how happy I was. I felt as if I had conquered all and was the queen of this upside down world. Well, later on they gave me this bamboo stick which apparently hit me on the head, and then I was lowered down. There, I was dead tired. I gave a sigh of relief after that. All in all, this was a really exciting trip because this was a memorable trip because it was exciting, energetic, energizing, and also entertaining. The bungee, as well as the post experience followed from the bungee, which was the live band playing at night, the commercial, I think, and that was just the cherry on top. Everything was really good. It was exciting, and I recommend everyone should go do bungee once in their lifetimes. This trip, which was so nightmarish at first, turned out to be quite an interesting, exciting, and one of the best memorable trips in my life.